go. I got to lean in.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to our favorite weekly recap actually your favorite recap for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The lean over here with myself, Jamie, Danny, and Chase. The only core four that matters around here in terms of like how we have the Fox Force 5, all these fours. We're the only four that really truly matters. Would you agree? I know you would. You may got an answer.
Hey, Sean.
Danny, Chase, and Jamie. Jamie, how you doing today?
I am doing great by the grace of God. I'm here.
Oh,
I got my carcass out.
Oh, how many on the
floor?
Well,
you always say that carcass out, child.
I'm all for carcass out. There's 8. There's 8 on the floor right now.
Chase, how you doing tonight?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Favored,
right? Not favored, and now he's saying I'm weak. And Danny, how are you? I like that shirt you got on. It's like one of the shirts we got.
It's a lean exclusive. This is my square.
Hey. Do y'all remember? Do y'all know who coined that phrase? Do y'all know who said it first? Can anybody know that?
Jasmine, I thought, right?
It's Jasmine.
I think it's between me and Jasmine, but I'm gonna give it to Jasmine. But I really feel like I said it.
Okay.
So can I say how?
It was definitely Jasmine, but
Jasmine,
but it's okay. It's okay. We're one, right? So it's okay. We all said it. We all coined it. Again, welcome to another Wednesday night live for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Y'all coming up in here. Y'all ready to get to the show? I get it. The episode, it was interesting. I enjoyed some of it, most of it. We had some talking, and if nothing else, if you were bored, you're gonna have a good time tonight with us. So, with that being said, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. This channel is constantly growing. I mean, if y'all was watching Marathon Medicine last night, they had 140 people up in that thing. I mean, it was cracked.
Good job, guys. Good job.
It was
everybody mad
really
at that show.
Listen, baby, Quad.
Everybody mad at that
show. Thank you to Quad and Simone for bringing the people to us, because clearly y'all got the people talking. They want to talk to about it.
Thank you to Sammy for keeping them, letting them, because Sammy was unhinged.
Ooh, we don't have to, if you watch the Traders video, you see how unhinged Sammy is, right? I mean, that was the real Sammy. It's no fake.
Hold on, my friend is not here.
He's unhinged, baby. That's why I hang around him so much.
If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all check out our Traders video. It was truly very entertaining to watch back. Even being in it, it was just crazy. You get to know us on a more personal level. Now, we all are still friends. It was not that serious. I mean, it was serious, but it wasn't serious. I still stand by what I said about Jamie. But you'll find out at the reunion.
Wow.
Can I give a little reunion tea? Just a little.
About the
so this is a lean exclusive. We're gonna keep it moving though. Allegedly, somebody said that they was doing some community service by doing something to another person. Y'all, I can't wait. Y'all
if you watch that video, we're gonna put there is a reunion video. We're gonna put it together, child. I'm still tired from the trip, I ain't gonna lie, but it'll be up shortly within the next week or so. You guys can see how that drama truly unfolded, because the reunion is where it really went down. Just saying, as it always does. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. Last week we tore Dorit into pieces. Jamie was not here to join us, but I think he would have been on our side.
I watched it. It was great.
And hey to everybody in the channel. Elizabeth's here. Sean is here. Sean is always here. I love me some Sean. Art World is always here. MJ, Robo, Kyra, Durga, Annette, Lisa's up in here. Hope Lisa gonna be behaving today. I'm just saying. And Dream is here. Hey, Dream, we sorry we killed you first, girl. We still love you though.
Are y'all?
I don't feel like they're that sorry, Dream. I gotta be honest.
They laughed when they gave me the name.
They keyed about it.
It was fun, but shout out to everybody watching right now. As you guys come in, if you want to help us, if nothing else, tell everybody to like this video. Many people are watching, they watch, they don't even like. It's rude. So just like the video. It's free. We ask for no money, just like the video. All right. So picking up with this reunion after Dorit's little burial last week, because we kind of killed her in the sense of, not like the robberies allegedly did, but on here. So we pick up this talking about Kyle's sobriety and how she has changed a lot. She's now working out. So in this season, the ladies kind of, created a discussion around her moving differently. We know that she wasn't drinking at all. We know that she was working out, and the ladies all thought it was weird. So this is the segment about that. So they kind of talk about, how it got to this place. Dorit says she doesn't think that Morgan is responsible for her sobriety. And they call Garcel out on not supporting Kyle in the sobriety or whatever. And so, Kyle goes on this whole stance about how, she, was someone that was young and she was obese. So she always worked out. So there's nothing new. And she felt like she was not, she felt like that she was not being reckless, anything she said. And Sutton turns to her side and she's like, oh, you were definitely being reckless. And she was like, I mean, did you or did you not insinuate that I had a drinking problem? Kyle doesn't own up to it. I was literally yelling at the TV like, Kyle, now you know damn well you and that other lady over there looking like him from Powerpuff Girls clearly was insinuating that, but they won't own up to it. And so Sutton basically says she was seedling, as in like planting seeds to where people will pick it up, putting on her little producer hat. Honestly, I do feel like she was doing that. We'll talk about it. And so, but Kyle denies. And so they talk to Kyle more about what Sutton did wrong to her. And so they asked Crystal if she thinks that Kyle and if Kyle was insinuated was seedling, as Sutton says. And she says no, it's more so Dorit. And Dorit is just because she can't believe that she was called out. Chase, we can't see you, by the way. I don't know if you got maybe the black screen, but maybe it'll come back. Kyle says that, pretty much she's been open and she told everyone that she was having a hard year. And Dorit says no, she didn't, because she did not tell her or anyone that her and Mo were having problems. I guess Dorit feels like she should have known, because per Kyle, Dorit feels like their friendship was on a whole different level. And so to close this segment out, Kyle basically tells Dorit, why is she so entitled? And it was so interesting seeing another non-woman of color tell another non-woman of color not to be so entitled, because clearly Dorit has shown us so many different things outside of her 50 languages, and she's shown us that she is very entitled, not just not for Kyle and anybody else, for everybody. And so I'll stop here and I'll start with you, Danny. What were your thoughts seeing this whole thing, and do you feel like Kyle insinuated that Sutton had a drinking problem?
Kyle, let me just start with that. Kyle definitely insinuated it. Sutton was 100% accurate in calling out that Kyle is very smart and careful with the way she words things, so that nobody can come out and say she outright said something. Her manner of producing a scene. But Kyle definitely implied it. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, as we hear in this episode many times. Words have weight. And the whole thing with Kyle and Dorit, I'm bored with it already. It's just, Kyle 1 minute is telling Dorit, oh, you exaggerated our friendship. Then the next minute it's we were close enough that you could have called me. Like, which is it? There was just so much contradicting that they were doing this whole episode. Each one was doing with their own words that they previously said, that I was just really annoyed with them, to be quite honest. And that's all I have for these boring women.
Jamie and then Chase, we'll get to you last, but we were basically talking about, do you think that Kyle insinuated that Sutton had a drinking problem? But I'll go to you first, Jamie.
Yes, we've seen for the past 15 seasons, this is what Kyle does. And then every time she gets called to the carpet, on it, she plays and argues semantics. So did Kyle say Sutton has a drinking problem? No, not in so many words. But I also don't have to say that Kyle is a lesbian to infer that lady all up and down her gender fluid girlfriend or whatever. There ain't no alleged. They was making out in a video, and it
is alleged. It's alleged.
They was out. So you can argue semantics. You can still argue. They can argue semantics all you want, because this is what Kyle does. This is the same old tired, boring play that she does year after year after year to try and get a rile out of people, and then she continues to dodge accountability. She continues to dodge any kind of ownership of the things that she says. If you were genuinely concerned about a couple of things that Sutton was doing, why not address them? Why not say, yes, you drink a lot. These are the things that I had. Because I'll be the first to say there were a couple of instances throughout the season that you could tell Sutton was probably having a little bit of fun. She showed up to a party with a roadie. Like, there's an example that maybe you drink too much. But the fact that you couldn't name anything and you're kind of passing the buck along goes to show that you really genuinely didn't notice anything. But this was the storyline that you and your other 3 lame-ass friends got together before the start of the season and decided this is what we are going to push. This is what we're going to do. And regardless of if her and Dorito arguing back and forth, it was very, very clear that as soon as the focus shifts off of them and onto Sutton or Garcel, the 3 of them have a pact and it's a united front, and they're going to back each other up and use the same damn brain to push whatever weird narrative that they planted throughout the season. And it's really, really annoying. And it's even more annoying that some of these lame viewers that get up in here and get on Twitter back these women up. And it genuinely boils down to jealousy. Kyle cannot stand for the focus to be on anybody other than herself. And she seethes anytime somebody else gets a little bit of attention. And she showed that every possible chance she got this episode. And it's not a good look on her or that sagging neck.
Now why the neck in it? See how they get thrown in stuff?
The neck need to be out of it.
Do you have something to add about actual Kyle, not her neck?
It's going to be hard. So I'll go ahead and focus on that jawline and those wrinkles. About that jawline, no, I'm joking. But yes, like everyone has said, I'm sorry I missed what you said, Danny. I apologize. I love to hear what you have to say all the time. That's what she does. Tornado, hurricane, spin, destroy, the truth. That's what she does. Deny, deny, deny. I am so sick of Kyle's mess. Oh, look at me fixing my mouth. I'm so sick of Kyle's mess. And what she does is, what she did throughout this whole reunion was, instead of her staying in the moment, or even, in a later scene, what you did hurt me, she goes and she retaliates. And when you retaliate against her retaliation, she is now a victim. When all you can say is, hey, I didn't like that you guys are probing, I don't like you probing my relationship in my house, or something like that. Instead, she did go to multiple women in multiple scenes for multiple episodes that we are forced to watch because we love you guys. And this season, boy,
I have to check my neck. I'm sorry, I'm making sure I don't want nobody saying he got one too. Let me check my neck.
And sometimes, you know what? It's all about how what it's given when you use it. It don't matter how many necks you got. Sometimes, it helps you, But anyway, but we saw her go from house to house to house to house, pushing a narrative that Sutton had a problem with drinking, and her foot soldier, Dorit, was more than happy to carry out the mission. So no, you do not have to say that she's an alcoholic drunk for you to go around and say in so many words that she's an alcoholic drunk. You did it. You did it. And the issue that I really have with Kyle, that really, in the words of Dr. Jackie, irks me about you, is that she can never admit to one thing, just one. Remember when she begged Lisa Vanderpump to just give me just one thing that you've done wrong? Just one. She has not done that in years. I can't remember the last time Kyle has been wrong. It's always, well, I did this because you did that. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And you would think that someone as old as she is would know that.
Not as old as she is, damn.
I mean, how many times, and it's not even an age dig, it's that you've been around on this earth long enough to know.
Age caliber.
Not age caliber. Well, listen, to add to that, first of all, shout out to everybody on Twitter watching. I see it's like a lot of y'all watching on Twitter, which is really good. I mean, we're on Twitter, YouTube,
we have Twitter
Facebook,
users?
and Instagram. But Twitter, y'all, look, we love Twitter. Twitter is crazy when it's not nasty, but we don't do all that over there. So thank y'all for watching over there too. And of course, YouTube, our YouTube reviewers, we love y'all the most because that's why we're here, right? All right, make sure I hit that like button too. A lot of y'all coming up in here. We up to 100 people. Hit the like button. Saz K is not here right now, but I'm gonna be Saz. She probably with her man.
She was in here.
I'm over it.
She was in here.
She was.
Yeah.
She said she's at work or something, but she's here.
Okay, I missed that. So to add to Kyle, being around for a long time, not only being on this earth forever, she's been on this show forever. And she lets us know that she has been showing her life for 13 years. She's shown this, she's shown that, and all of a sudden has shown us that she's bought a horse and has a dating coach. And I said, "Oh."
I chuckled. I ain't gonna lie.
I kind of chuckled. I did chuckle
a little bit, even if she was
Yeah,
loud and wrong. That was
she
nasty.
was, but I mean, clearly she's feel like, I guess she feels like he's in a corner, so she's fighting back, and so she's gonna come for Sutton, obviously, who's an easy target in this sense a little bit, right? And so she also says that a Sutton came on this show on this season to come after her, and Sutton is like, "Are you kidding me? Cocaine?" She's very like, you kidding me? You mean I? She was very dramatic about it. Look at Chase. Chase don't like they come in because this girl Mariah. So then Andy asks the other ladies, does he think anyone else does anyone else think that Kyle was insinuating that Sutton had a drinking problem? And Crystal says that, if it hadn't have been multiple conversations, she would say no. But because it was so many conversations and side conversations outside of the initial one, then yes. Crystal is like, baby, Crystal said, listen, I may have been trying to be y'all friend before, but right now I don't want to be y'all friend. I want to be with the right people, and she is with the right people. With the right people. And so Sutton is upset that Dorit won't own up to it or whatever. And Dorit is so defensive, obviously, and basically Dorit won't say that she doesn't have a drinking problem. And this is bothering Sutton because Sutton is like, why won't you just say it? She's like, well, I don't know that you don't have one. I don't know. And so she says, well, I don't know if you have I don't know what you have when you have the carcass out. I don't know how many carcasses out on the top at night. And I was like, damn. I'm like, Dorit, I want to know how many carcasses out are on the damn floor at night when you go to bed, because we do find out later that somebody else in her household has a drinking problem. I'm like, okay, so we not talking about that. But any thoughts on this exchange between this, second part of the exchange between Kyle and Sutton? How Kyle says she's giving her life. Any comments on this before I move forward?
I mean, that's part of what she signed up for. It's, her screaming, how dare you think that you're entitled to know what's going on in my family? I'm like, you and your husband signed contracts. Like, y'all, this is y'all's job. This is a reality. And that's almost laughable that she spent the last 15 years trying to pull information out of other people, literally lambasting Lisa Vanderpump for not talking about the suicide of her brother while on camera. Literally prodding and poking other people for trying to hide stuff. But now the minute that people are like, yo, what's going on with you and Mauricio? You don't have pictures of them on your Instagram. Like, we don't see y'all out. You're not wearing your wedding ring. All of a sudden she's incensed and she's horrified that any of these women would feel that they have the right to bring it up. It's Kyle has a set of rules for people that are around her, and then a set of rules for herself. It's laughable, and it's almost embarrassing how much she deflects and Andy sits there and allows her to deflect because this lady lies through her teeth. I didn't know that you could fall asleep with that much cocaine in your system.
Allegedly, put that down.
Allegedly,
please, because I'm not.
We're gonna have to child.
I'm not.
But
it's Sammy yesterday and Nash Jamie, y'all. We're gonna have to.
But Sutton, Kyle made that comment about Sutton. She bought a horse, and then what was the other thing? Her dating coach was a storyline. What if Sutton didn't have to spend so much time defending silly stuff? I almost cussed. Silly stuff like her esophagus and her foot medication. Maybe we would have been able to get everything that Kyle wanted to produce out of her. But unfortunately, she had to spend so much time defending her throat and her eating. So
I too have had to defend my throat.
Yeah, because they said it was bad.
Yeah. Name them.
Are we grown ass men talking like
Is this who we are?
Absolutely, this is who we are.
Well, I mean, they older than us on that show talking about what they talk about.
My neck is young.
That is true. Yes, and I saw it with my own 4 eyes last week.
Hold on now.
Yep.
Hold on now.
What the going on up there?
Hold on.
That was.
All right, so then we get. So there was a little moment about Erica. Huh?
Wait.
Did you want to add something too?
What about how I feel?
Well, go ahead.
What about me? Damn. All I wanted to say was, damn, what was we talking about?
You didn't even have nothing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Golly, Chase.
What to say about Antonio? Golly.
Golly.
Oh, geez Louise.
Golly
Okay.
and doing sit-ups.
Y'all know I love a good geez Louise. Okay, boy. Man, just going on. I ain't got nothing no more because that don't ruin it for me. Kyle Richards got double necks, double standards. I really have something really good to say about
It's
that.
gonna come back. When they come back, just do this, and then I'm gonna let you go regardless. We're on the show.
No,
you got to go ahead. I'm gonna give it to you. All right, so
I'll turn the camera off.
I'm weak. So there was a small moment about Erica Denise, but I'll add that to her segment where she reactions because they basically take a question from a viewer about how they feel about Denise and Erica, but we'll talk about that later. We get to, I guess, probably the most boring segment of the episode, which is about Dorit and PK. And so, in this whole thing, it's mainly themed around Dorit and PK possibly having issues and possibly divorcing, which we kind of saw them kind of having issues on the show. But at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like a lot of what Dorit does is fabricated. I think she does it because she needs to stay on the show. And that goes back to everything. I'll leave it at that. And so they have a comment from a fan asking about her hair color and her being on a budget, and she says she's not on a budget. Andy nearly dozes off again. And she, because for three reunions he has gotten tired and she's so long-winded, and so she's like, not again. And so we find out that Dorit goes to Marshalls. I guess she wants to find a way to identify with people. I guess she goes to Marshall. I don't believe that. I'm not saying they're wrong with Marshall. I love Marshalls, but I don't think Dorit goes there. But then we get a comment from another fan questioning Garcel about her questioning Dorit's robbery and how truthful it was. And it's so interesting, I will say. I don't want to seem biased, but I do feel like, they're trying to call Garcel out on a lot of things she's saying versus things that could have been called out that others have said, especially Dorit. But hey, I mean, Garcel is not exempt. She can get it just like she dishes it. And so she basically says that she does believe that there was a robbery, but there are details that she thinks that were off, specifically speaking to the robber leaving the phone for her to call her husband. And so Dorit is just like, I'll explain to you why, why it makes sense and why it happened and why he was so kind. Because she said that the robber felt empathy for her not being able to call her husband and said, let me leave this phone on the ground for you, baby, because I want you to call your husband. And she said that there is nothing wrong with that and we should all believe it. And it became even clear to me when she explained it again that this heifer allegedly is lying because it was crazy. I mean, it was just like it didn't make sense. Garcel, Erica does a side commentary and says, well, I mean, it's not impossible, it could happen. I'm like, shut up.
It's so what
happened. We still don't know what happened to your ex-husband rolling down the hill, bumping his head, breaking his ankle, and getting an ice storm. We don't know that. We don't know what happened with that. Right. But Dorit says that it says a lot about Garcel. And I was like, oh, no, she did.
Oh, no, she
did.
It
says a lot about Garcel. But Garcel apologized and says that's her opinion. I mean, that's how she feels. She's entitled to feel that way. So then they get into a rumor about that Sutton heard about another woman being in a car with PK. And she says the streets were talking. She said the streets. I'm guessing she lived in the same streets as Mama Joyce. And so then they talk about Dorit saying Sutton puts vodka in there. And the Sutton is like, oh, did you get that from the streets too? Dorit is stuck. They didn't talk more about Dorit's divorce rumors and just that what was happening. She says that it wasn't that they would have issues on camera, but when they rapped, there were issues. But now they are better than ever. And the next time he does their anniversary thing, he will not only remember and get everything correctly, he'll get the right song and stuff like that. And so I'll stop there. But there is a comment that Dorit made right there, and I think this is what she says: words have weight. And Garcel was chuckled because it was just like audacity of Dorit. So I'll start with you, Chase, because I don't want to get your.
I don't want to get a pity start. Pick somebody else. No, I'm joking.
Go ahead.
He said, "I'll take the pity start."
I think listen. Man, that lady does indeed live in a bubble because what the hell, right? And then she's defending this marriage. I don't. Did we? The separation, is that a part of this too? When Andy was like, "So
Sure.
you guys are separating?" She was like, "No, we just stay in separate residences."
Words have
Huh?
weight.
I get throw it in there.
It's not. I'm sorry. We can wait for that. I'm
No,
just
I
really
don't.
sick of
I don't
Dorit.
know. That's the thing. I don't know if it's now or
Oh,
later. I
I
can't
don't know
remember.
where I said
Because
either.
I tuned out.
Yeah, it's like,
But
oh my
Dorit.
God, Dorit. And you know what? We said this like a couple of years ago. The thing is, why, Andy, are you continuously yawning every year through this segment and think it's like fun and cheeky for us to watch? If you're yawning through the segments, what do you think we have been subjected to? We don't want to see it. We don't want it. Take the mic off. We don't want it. And not only
I'm
that,
scared.
in regards to Sutton, does she have a problem? I don't know if she has a drink problem. Um, she is a little heavy on the joy juice, though. It might not be a problem, though. She just might like drinking. And is that really a problem? Unless it's a problem, I guess not, right? Um, this whole segment was stupid.
I said the
Dorit
most villain.
stupid. This stupid. Oh, Dorit and the weight and Kyle. I mean not Kyle, but Garcelle stuff, right? You know that you had an interesting point, Cortez, when you were doing your breakdown about how it is highlighted to make sure that Garcelle is also, dragged into the fray. She does make comments that are very strong about her robbery. That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, what kind of sitcom did that come from where there's like a nice robber and a mean robber? You know what I mean? Like, I'm here robbing stuff and I'm here to protect you, baby, okay? I got your back. We're gonna just go ahead and get this stuff and leave. Like, what in the world is going on? And do you mean to tell me that you are being robbed? And you say, please, no, don't rob me. Allow me to call my husband so I can tell him I'm being robbed. And the robber was like, you know what? You got a point. I can just leave the phone here so you can call your husband and tell him that we're robbing you. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It does not make sense. And Erica, please shut the hell up, okay?
Because it's the same lady who said it was snowing in July.
I have
Okay,
no
and
right. Like,
Pasadena.
of course you would believe it, right? I mean, I am so happy to not be watching her special right now.
Very that.
Is it on right now?
Yeah.
That's why
Wow.
Miami's tomorrow.
We're drawing.
But
We
it,
got drawn it. We got
wow.
120 people in here.
And I'm so glad
It,
y'all tuned in to us and not Erica's story about whatever.
Stealing.
We said this. I'm going to be fair because we get called bias a lot of times on this
Call
channel.
me bias.
I said it back when Garcelle initially made those comments. I'm going to say, she said about not believing Erica's thing. And we all knew that she was going to get called to the mat on this. We all knew that people were going to be up in arms about it. My thought process is that's just what everybody was thinking when they heard the story about the robbery. Does Dorit have every right to be upset about it? Yeah, girl. But the entire world agrees with Garcelle that you were lying through your teeth. I did enjoy that Garcelle stuck with it and was like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. My opinion doesn't change what you went through. So where do we go from here? Andy jumping on saying like, well, you can track a cell phone. I was like, so why wouldn't they break the cell phone? Like this man placed it down gently. Like, here you go, lady, come back. Like nothing about that makes sense.
He probably charged it for it too.
He put it on the charger out there for her. It only
and connected her Wi-Fi for her.
It reinforces my belief that the robber was like, oh, you do need to call your husband and let him know that we completed the deal. Because PK is the one that set this up, allegedly, to recuperate some insurance money. I'm just saying that's the only plausible reason why any of this ridiculous story that Dorit says made sense. Other than that, it's laughable that Dorit is like, holding Garcelle to a standard of like, but this is what you said. You hurt me. Words have weight. But then she completely goes back on her train of thought when it comes to like Kyle or when it comes to anybody else. Like she doesn't hold people's feet to the fire. She doesn't, even when it's of herself, she was like, well, that's not what I said, baby. And what I meant was, and I'm sorry that you felt that way. Like, it's laughable. I think at this point, Garcelle knows the games that they play, and she really is just uninterested. You can see that Garcelle checks out whenever Dorit is mentioned or whenever Dorit is talking to her. It is very obviously Garcelle does not like that lady. And she has every right to not like that lady. A lot of people do not like that lady. So good job, Garcelle. keep pissing the people on Twitter off because you're doing the right thing.
Well, I guess I'm going to be biased here.
Okay.
You can't be upset that someone is questioning what doesn't make sense and everyone believes to be a lie. You can't be upset about that. You don't have a right to be. Andy saying, "Oh, well, the phone have trackers in them." Well, like Chase said, you could have stomped on the phone, you could have broke it, or you could have just gotten down the street and threw it in the bush or something. You're not going to leave it right there where it's going to take her only 20 seconds to run down and be able to call the police. You're still close to the scene of the crime. Dorit is scary to me. She really thinks that we believe the lies that she is saying. She struggled to get out "we're better than ever" regarding her and PK. She really struggled to say that. And then for her to say words have weight. Did they have weight when you called Crystal a child bride? Ooh. Did they have weight when you said Garcel was attacking you? Did they have weight when you said Sutton was putting vodka in her coffee that you're unsure of, but you're going to say it anyways? So, I mean, words don't have weight when they're coming out of her mouth, just when they're applied to her is what I'm getting. So, her and her 19 accents can go shop at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, home, wherever she want to go and set up another scheme for her purse to be taken and just leave us alone because we are tired of her.
I agree. I see a lot of comments in the chat. I mean, bias is such a spy. Don't call me biased because words have weight. I don't like that.
I'm a realist.
But I will say, sometimes, we will, if we feel strongly about something that someone just said isn't an opinion. Yes, it's your opinion, your square, your thoughts. I agree. But
and I'm not apologizing like Garcel did.
That situation was
Garcel barely apologized.
I think Garcel apologized just because of maybe
it was very condescending, the apology.
Yeah, she didn't really care, and I think she was.
She said the if. She was like, "I'm sorry if that hurt you."
Yeah.
Where do we go?
I mean, she was generous enough to say that she believed that there was a robbery because I don't believe that was a robbery.
I don't believe it.
I think that, like you allegedly, people were paid in, and then the exchange just happened at some point. But that's just my thoughts. Whatever.
Not the exchange.
Okay, so then we get to Erica and another, boring segment. So we know that Erica gave up drinking for Lent, right? So arguing for Lent. I'm sorry. So she was
even lamer. Okay. Oh, she absolutely is still drinking.
But the segment starts with Sutton throwing shade in the press about her tickets being $7. And Sutton says, well, honestly, I was doing her a favor because somebody said it was $1. So I said it was an extra $6. So, I mean, dang. I mean, she was like, I was just saying. And everyone is like, no. Just own up to it and say you were being shady. And I really do. I will say, I really wish Sutton would kind of be better with that because I remember the comment she made on Watch What's Happening Live when she made the comment. Shady. Who was it about that year? And they got onto her about it. She wouldn't own it as shade. It was a couple.
Lisa Rinna about the table.
Lisa Rinna and the table. Yes, the tickets. I'm like, girl, just say you throwing shade. But finally, she owned up to it being a joke because honestly, Andy would not let her off of it without doing so, whatever. And so then they talk about Denise. And Erica basically says that Denise asked for it, and she just kind of sticks to that. Like basically, she was being nice and she was not arguing, but she felt like Denise asked for it, and Dorit was like, yeah, because she kept saying it. She came back the second time, and she just wanted it to happen. And a question from the fans, they asked, do they think that the true issue was that she couldn't get to the other ladies that were a part of it, and more so mad at the fact that she was accused of having a lesbian relationship with Brandy. And the ladies kind of all agree on that side of the couch, agree that was the reason behind it. So then they talk about Erica and the victims, and we know that the little video is out, the special is out right now. Is she talking to the victims on this episode? Is it on?
That was on the first Hustler and the Housewife episode. Part
okay,
one.
So it was on. I didn't watch. I didn't watch no one. I'm not gonna watch this one. So if you watched it, let me know. Call in. Let me know what was it about because I don't know. But she talks about that, and she basically explains that and why she could not respond. and why she sat down with the victim. She can't explain. And it sounds like she says there's more. There's a trial coming up, which I mean, there's many trials on this lady. So that's just what it is. I agree, Elsie. Such a in it. And so they talk. Andy mentions that, you know, though he has been diagnosed with dementia, he is still going to be able to stand in trial. And Crystal is just like, hold on, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. You know, from what I hear, and I mean, clearly she, if I was her, I would look at Anne Marie and be like, Anne Marie, is that true? Because, you know, she's such a medical professional.
Okay.
But
she's a doctor.
She says that basically it doesn't sound right. Erica thinks that Crystal is saying that she is lying or Tom is faking about it. And Garcel was just like, it kind of seems like, you know, maybe he's not lying, but someone is. And they kind of assume that it's her. Erica is lying about, you know, his actual medical condition. So I'll start with you, Danny. What are your thoughts?
So this whole dementia thing, right? I'm so confused by Erica's behavior, because if it's me and my ex-husband allegedly did all this to me, I'm not going to defend him. I'm going to say, yes, Crystal, I think the man probably faking too. Like, I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to sit there and, you know, get offended at what you're saying unless I'm lying about what I said. That's why I'm going to get offended, because again, you know, people get offended when you question their lie. And all I got to say about the whole Denise thing and the OnlyFans and Erica's tickets, both were $7. I'm sure Denise made more money. That's all I got.
Chase?
I'm not attracted to women, so I wouldn't spend my $7 at either. But I agree with your sentiment. I really don't have much. You know what it was about. Everybody knows what it's about. I cannot stand when people are so smart but are so dumb at the same time. You cannot be both. Pick one. You knew exactly what she was upset about. You knew exactly why. So, you know, they do this thing. It's a Beverly Hills thing. It's just like very like never what it's about. And it's so annoying as a viewer sometimes, because I just want people to be a little bit more direct. You know what I mean? I like the direct style and the direct approach, and it doesn't seem that is just. I guess that's Hollywood or LA or Beverly Hills in general. You know, the politics of it all, and you can't really say what you mean, so you have to infer things or make it about something else to get at someone. You know what Denise was upset about. I do think that if you're going at someone like she came for Erica, don't be surprised at what comes back, you know. So that's just the nature of the game. If she come hard at you like that, go 10 times harder at her like that, because she had some cute reads. It just was never in the girl's face. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, about this whole dementia thing, Erica know nobody believe this, but you know, what is she gonna do? She can't. I understand what you're saying, Danny, but she can't go out and be like, it is a lie, because if that's a lie, what else is a lie? You know what I mean?
Well,
What
you
else
ain't got to
would
defend them. Say, I don't know.
She's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. She's gonna, or what? She's gonna do that.
Because he got dirt on her allegedly.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
absolutely.
You think he would? He's
a lawyer.
He got dirt, and I feel my opinion is that he's probably still giving her some kind of money. He's paying her something.
Well,
and got dirt. Both.
If he's gonna go down, she'll go down too. If she doesn't play nice, you know what I mean. She got to play nice until he's gone. You know, play nice until he's literally going off the earth. To be honest. And you know, one last thing about Sutton and her comebacks being stronger, being wittier, being funnier, her being in the streets. I don't know what she's paid Cynthia Bailey to take her down Mama Joyce's streets and Nini's Read one-on-one class, but it is paid off. And Cynthia, cash your check, boo, because less than talk. That girl has come back this season, and she's not taking anyone's mess, and I'm proud of her.
She's not crying.
No,
nothing.
you are right, Chase, because for as much as Dorit talks, there have been moments during both parts of this reunion where she's been speechless. As much as Dorit can be speechless, she's been less speechless by Sutton.
Parkinson was like so quick on her feet, like, what? Ooh.
That was nasty.
I was like, okay, girl.
The part where Erica was, you know, Andy asked about meeting with the victims. I threw my drink at the TV when she said, Well, I felt I needed to meet them because I wanted them to see me in a different light. I wanted them to understand me. I was like, what do these people who have had their pensions and retirement and settlement money and livelihoods stolen from them, what exactly the hell do they need to see about you? Who are you to them? Yes.
Jamie, do you think they came away from the meeting like, she spent all of my money, but I like her?
I really like that lady. She's a conniving
Write a check
but
right
she
now.
nice. She real nice.
You know what too, Jamie? Did you catch when she said, well, on the advice of legal counsel, there's not things I can talk about? They didn't tell you that the first season when all this stuff came up? You just got this advice now?
Look, the woman is a contradiction, and it's as much as I want to root for her, she had me fooled in the first half of the season. I was like, okay, maybe we were a little too hard on her. Then I was like, nah, never mind. She did that mess. She knew some of it. And even if she didn't do any of it, the lady is so full of herself and so self-centered, you can't help but root against her. Nobody, and this is what they're talking about when they say you don't have empathy. Nobody in their right minds would be, I went to meet with these victims so they could see who I am as a person. Why? Is you as a person going to get their retirements back? Like, are these people going to be able to pay their mortgages because they now know who Erica Jane is? We know who Erica Jane is. We don't like her. It's everybody on that left side of the couch belongs in their little group, whatever they're calling themselves now, because they are all so completely self-centered and self-deluded that the only people who could dare be around them are each other. We go back and forth saying that we wish Sutton would just stand in it. Sutton separates herself from this group because Sutton genuinely, as much as she runs her mouth, she genuinely feels bad about the things that she says. And she doesn't like to leave a negative impact on people. So we see her, you may call it backtracking. I see it being like, look, I'm sorry, I said some stuff. And where these ladies differ is we saw Sutton say, you say things that hurt me. This made me feel this way. And these ladies go out of their way to gaslight Garcel and Sutton both, and Crystal to an extent, to making them think like they're crazy for having their feelings hurt. Meanwhile, these ladies are out here running around saying and doing whatever and hoping that the people that they hurt have sympathy for them. It's mind-boggling to me. I
have a quick question. I know all reunion we heard from the 3 white knights, but did we hear from Uncle Ruckus at the end?
Baby, she was mute. Look around. Annabelle on something.
I'm gonna talk. We're gonna talk about it. It's in Sutton's segment.
She did,
it's coming. But it's last part. Yeah, it was Sutton.
Like Cortez said, the segment about the Alzheimer's was a perfect opportunity for her to insert her medical profession after we've seen her for an entire season give unsolicited advice on.
Yeah, she talked about everything else she gonna do when she goes to sleep. So,
she didn't want the Amnesia Association coming out and talking against her.
Not the Amnesia Association.
Well, you know what? All she had to do was say she's an amnesiologist or some shit. Excuse me.
Well, she was that.
She's an amnesiologist.
Because she had amnesia herself this season.
She doesn't know what she is.
Knowingologist. That's what she is. I'm glad she didn't have, because it was the one where I was like, oh, she's not talking. Great. But I will say.
Do y'all remember that boy that pretended he was a doctor?
Yes.
That's Annabelle. That's Annabelle.
No, not Annabelle.
Erica did say.
Studied Black Doogie Howser.
Erica did say she wanted the victims to meet her. I would have told, the victims to watch the show, as Denise said, but she took all their money, so they probably can't watch the show. They probably can't
walk away with y'all.
Share the login.
But kudos to Crystal, who is not a medical doctor and seemed to have, a bit of knowledge on a bit on dementia. And, she spoke on it, and her and Garcel, that little side of the couch is messy. I don't know if Erica heard them say that. I think it was a moment where, because they made it seem like she did hear, but I don't think she heard them, because I don't think Erica would have sat there and it's been all. Because, baby, that lane is over, okay? She should be arguing. It's over. It's like we're into a new one now, so, this is a whole year later, but this was filmed last month. All right, so I'll ask you another question, because it was a small segment. I still don't understand why Kathy's there, but then after this segment, I see why she's there, because Kathy, in plain sight, with her own lips and voice, said that she feels that this divorce between her, or these issues between Kyle and Mo are not new. And Kyle had been planning this all along. And she was like, I shouldn't have said that, but I did. The lady doing the makeup was like, you did. Like Mia said, you did.
The definition of who gonna check me, boo.
Right. So did y'all, when y'all saw that, what, because I mean, what did y'all feel? I was just like, ooh, girl, I think I see why she coming on the show. Go ahead, Chase.
Did she also spoil that Mauricio's on Dancing with the Stars, or did we know that?
The season's over, baby.
We know that.
Oh my Lord.
The season's over.
I was like,
he did not win.
Talking.
Stacey Dash.
Maybe I'm just as loony as she is. You know, listen.
Very Stacey Dash. No
Stacey
one told
Dash.
me nothing.
Listen. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of a lady who has no business driving, like hitting the mailbox and being like, oh, I'm sorry, and just keep driving. Like, I love Kathy. But I mean, you know, I
don't
always like
understand why she's
Kathy. Do you guys think that this is an indicator that she may be back next season?
I hope,
Or are
I
we
hope
just
not.
bringing
Maybe
her back
because Kyle
so
leaving.
they can stop talking about
I
her?
think she's trying to come back for real.
But you know, Tiz, Chase, Jamie. My thing is this: I love Kathy. If Kathy comes in here to tear Kyle to shreds, I'm here for it. But if we're really being honest, they shouldn't bring someone who was not part of the season on the show for the reunion. I think that's kind of foolish. Just my opinion.
I'm
gonna enjoy seeing it if Kathy tears her up, though. But
yeah,
she's not gonna tear her up, number one. But I do think.
Well, not purposely.
Well, yeah. Oops. Did I say
not
that?
Purposely.
But I do think that because at the first half of the season she was such a heavy talking point, most especially for Kyle, and Kyle blamed her. Was upset at the other ladies for not defending her against her sister when her sister was right. I think that as long as it's not like a lot, I can deal with her coming out there to have the conversation and allowing her to say her piece. And, that's your square. This is mine. And that's, for me, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Like,
but we
how
see
they
that's
the
not what
husbands,
happens, though, because they
how
start
they
talking
bring the
about her
husbands out and
influence.
then they leave like that.
But we see that's not what happens. They start talking about her influence in society and all this other stuff makes Sutton
Well,
pass
because remember
out.
that was the talking point that Kyle was upset with Sutton. They felt like Sutton was just kissing her booty because she wanted to not be disinvited from the parties. And I also think that she's coming as well to do Kyle's dirty work and run Mauricio through the mud because she never liked him in the first place.
Yeah.
I kind of got that too.
Yeah.
Because she also said that, she feels like, she kind of alluded to Mauricio kind of, leading this whole thing. But not that it's Kyle's fault, but that Kyle basically known it. It was in works for the last a while. I could say a year.
The viewers knew this. We're not stupid. The viewers knew this. Mauricio been cheating since season 5. Like, nobody's surprised.
Yeah, I just think you got to bring Kathy. It shows that the season wasn't that great that you have to bring Kathy on at the end.
Well, no one else on this cast is going to do it, apparently. So I hope that if Kim does do it, if Kathy does do it, but in that case, they could have brought Kim on too. Let's see her drawings. Let's see her paintbrushes. I want to see what
she gonna draw Kyle over here and Mauricio over here. That's what her drawing is.
I will say that this episode, more so than the first, really showcased, and we've had people in the comments, y'all can, contradict this, whatever you want, y'all lying. The left side of the couch, the Fox Forest 4, whatever, these ladies absolutely jump on and attack other people. If you've noticed, the girls on the right, they may have their little side comments. Nobody fought each other's battles. Nobody jumped in to argue with anybody else. They all had their own independent way of thinking. They let each other speak what they were going to say, and they only spoke when they were spoken to. We've had people on the panel. We've got people on social media say that Garcel does Sutton's dirty work. Garcel was tight-lipped this entire reunion, and Sutton was handling her business. Crystal handled her own business. Garcel handled her own business. Same cannot be said for Kyle or Dorit or Erica. The three of them cannot make a point without somebody backing them up against somebody else. And it's very obvious to see it. If you can't see that, baby, I need you to go get your eyes checked. I hear, Annabelle also does ophthalmology on the side. She can put you to sleep and get you some contacts.
Y'all, please don't cancel Jamie. He did call y'all. He called y'all liars.
You're dumb.
And he said,
you're a liar.
That's his square, not my opinion.
That square is dumb.
It's all of our square. It's a big square.
No, I know.
It's a big square.
Jamie is actually not affiliated with the lean. You know, he just comes and does, you know, a little charity work.
Let me go get my lean shirt.
Jamie is sipping on lean.
We gave him a shirt because
Hold on.
Felt bad. Charity work.
Jamie is sipping on some lean right now.
I'll just take him on out. All right, so let's continue this. All right, so the last segment, before we get our callers on, he said, if y'all, yeah, I agree. So the last segment was actually about Sutton. Show clown. You know, it's interesting that you would bring that when I asked you for a picture for a week. Interesting, Jamie. So interesting.
Is it a coincidence?
It is a coincidence. I've asked Jamie for a picture of this thing for a week and a half. Yeah, get on out of here.
I believe her.
Yeah. All right. So this last segment was Sutton, and they basically talk about Sutton being approved and how she came into this season, kind of, especially mainly about the whole Magic Mike show, how she didn't want to be, and she wished she would have wore pants and stuff like that. What happened? I don't know. I see y'all. What happened?
Did the layout change? Because we were all on the stage still.
We still here. Child, y'all still see us, right? What's going on? Lord, Jamie device going out. I don't even know. Anywho, y'all can hear me. I'm gonna continue. So basically, we talk about the segment of the Magic Mike show and why she reacted the way that she did. And so she says that she does not know that it was a Broadway show and that she actually brought plenty of money for everybody to share. You okay, Dan?
Keep me off.
I actually did that time.
Hey, not that time. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Look, Elsie said, "Where's Jamie?" You know, we just had to teach him a lesson.
Elsie. Thank you, Elsie.
Yeah, but Jamie, let him continue.
Tug on my wig a little bit. Get your hands off of me.
And so Sutton, they talk about Sutton and why she says that she basically reacted that way. She definitely overreacted. And the reason was because of the news that she found that her ex-husband was moving to London. She said that, of course, he was moving, the child was moving, her child was moving, and she also had to go as well. And so honestly, in this moment, I kind of feel like Sutton like he has a bit of control over her. I'm not saying it's financial, but clearly he has something over her because, I mean, they've been divorced for a minute. So the way that she's acting, you would think that he has something on her as well. I'm just gonna go with that. Basically they talk about, Sutton says that Kyle hurt her feelings, and mainly about the comment that all she has is cashmere and goats. She did not like that comment.
Goats.
Sutton, you know, they talk about Sutton speaking on what she has, and this is the moment where Sleep Study, Annabelle, you know, the anesthesiologist, doctor, whatever, speaks up and says, well, honestly, coming from where I come from and the people that I hang around, because I have all these things and things like that, these are not things that you would say. These are not things that you would boast and brag about. That's what she says in her little segment. Kyle, you know, talks about Sutton again and says that she played their friendship, and you know, says that basically the whole table at the dinner, that Sutton used that moment to get Garcel to speak on it, that she couldn't and wouldn't do it herself. They talk about Teddy being a pawn for Kyle to do her dirty work, and they go back and forth, and this is where the episode kind of ends. So I'll get y'all thoughts on this last little moment on Sutton's prude act, how she was able to explain herself as to why she reacted the way she did, and her segment on, her situation with her ex-husband, and Kyle versus Sutton. Jamie.
So I'm conflicted about this. Like, I understand she was going through stuff, but also I want Sutton to stop explaining herself so much to these ladies. Like, I overreacted there. That's the end of the story. I don't know what you want me to say anymore. You're like, no matter what version of the story I say, they're not going to be happy with it. I will say it definitely feels like her husband, and even Garcel, mentioned that her husband has a little bit of control or something over her, a little bit of emotional control. Sutton, I don't agree with Kyle saying Sutton hasn't shown any of her story or anything. Sutton has talked about how she has grown into her own independent person outside of her marriage, outside of her divorce for the first time. Sutton admitted on camera that it took the divorce from her husband for her to step out of his shadow and to be an independent woman, to be a business owner, to do things that she never thought that she was going to do. But if a man was giving me $300,000 a month and he said, you've got to move, I'm going to shed a little bit of tears in fear that I may lose my money if I tell him I'm not going with him. So I can completely understand where she would be frazzled and not want to see Erica Jane Ozempic legs up in the air with the stripper attached to them. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like, again, there are double standards for these ladies. Kyle, we've said year after year after year after year, Kyle doesn't show her life. Kyle makes other people. Kyle's a producer. So it's laughable that Kyle would say you're not showing your life when Sutton has genuinely, her daughter was there. She's talked about empty nest. She talked about not being able to showcase her kids, business after business. Kyle doesn't have anything really to show for her term other than a guest stint on a Halloween movie. And it eats her up that Sutton is actually thriving and Kyle doesn't have an identity outside of her marriage.
Well,
Danny, did you want to add to that?
So I'm okay with Sutton saying she overreacted. I really don't think she did. I'm sorry. She got up, she walked out of there quiet, not loud, not quiet, but not loud either. And she didn't want to talk about it outside, but Kyle kept pushing her for a reaction. So,
yeah.
But Eric is saying that Sutton humiliated her. I found that interesting. Your husband stole from airplane victims. You say you don't give a damn about victims, but damn about nobody else but yourself. You're wearing earrings allegedly paid for with their money. But Sutton walking out of a strip show is what humiliated you. I just don't get it.
I forgot. They did ask her about the comment as far as do they think that she set up the elevator scene? Like, was it a setup for him to meet that? I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that happened too. And
I really don't understand why she felt that Sutton owed that man an apology for getting up and walking out the show. It would have looked no different if he still got to go die. Somebody's going to the bathroom.
Exactly.
So he wouldn't have known anything unless Erica told him, what was going on and embellished it. But the whole thing with her ex-husband and stuff, for somebody to be able to pay you $300,000 a month in alimony is definitely somebody with a lot of power, used to getting his way, and does not take no for an answer. So it's not unbelievable to me that if he tells Sutton, you're moving with me to London, and so is our son, that there is not a part of her that is triggered or taken back to a space when they were together, and she had to do everything he said. Like she said, he had her trained very well. And so, hearing those things and those demands, it probably takes her back to a space when she did jump and do everything he said. So, hey, that's all I got. And sleep study. I'm sorry, and sleep study.
Study. How did we get to this name?
When she talks about, we don't do that in my circle. We don't talk about money. No, you don't. What you do is embellish your career in your circle, obviously. So
they also talk about trans folks. They also deny Black Lives Matter, and they also sexually assault people, allegedly. So I would much rather talk about money.
She also looked like the original mask from the 70s. Remember that movie with the guy with the big old long
Rocky
face?
Dennis?
Oh, with Sharon?
Don't do Rocky Dennis like that.
With Sharon, yeah, that's what she looked like.
Chase, did you have anything you want to add before we let our caller go?
Nope, I think that you guys
that said it all.
I said it all. That's what she looked like over there in Sharice's dress. And I don't have anything that I can't cuss about, so.
And we respect that.
we need to recoup the ad revenue that the Traders video lost from all the cussing on that video. We need that. And it was all Cortez. It was all Cortez. He was saying every MF. Don't you think?
Video purposely was not put up for ads. Promise. I didn't even turn it on because it was too much.
Because baby, at the end of that, we owed YouTube money.
Yeah, but they allowed us to keep it up, and so with that, we're gonna move forward. All right, we got 3 callers in the queue. Make sure y'all hit this like button and subscribe to the channel. I will give Chase this moment to give a little announcement that I think he has, if you guys haven't been watching already. But go ahead,
So you guys, last night it almost brought me to tears. But I have launched my own channel. It's called No Chaser TV. Hopefully we can get a link out there for you guys. And like I said, oh, look at that.
I like this logo, by the way. I love this logo.
Thank you.
It's very red light special.
Oh, and that's very me, a hoe. I just wanted to say, you guys, please go over there, like and subscribe. I'm not leaving the lean. This is my home. No Chaser TV is my apartment. You move out, but you still, Denise went to college, but she still comes, back with fam. This is fam. I'm not going anywhere. Nobody can have my square, honey. But if you love me like I love you guys, please go over there and subscribe and like. And we're just going to kick it over there, have some fun. But this is home, and this is where I belong as well. So, ha, 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 ha. If you thought you were going to me, you can't. So,
Lisa,
going to other people's YouTube channels. Everybody going to other people's
Lisa, go over there and cuss Chase out for me.
Everybody going to other people's YouTube channels and talk about me. You can come to mine and talk about me, boo. How about that?
They already telling you what shows to do, and Sass said,
okay.
We having a baby. No, Sass, we ain't having no kids. No. Not yet, anyway. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all go over to Chase's page. I don't have the link handy, but
thank you, Cortez.
Jamie...
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Love. Being on this platform and just us having the voice that we have had, not the fans, but our friends, our viewers in the group chat section, in the comment section, the subscribers. I'm just saying, I really just am appreciative of everything. So yes, let's get these calls.
Thank you, Durga.
Yeah, I know that.
She quick on it.
Durga,
I love that.
I need to give you a wrench because see, you out here doing the work and we ain't even asked. So we appreciate. This is the link for you can go over to Chase's page and follow and like and subscribe as well. Yeah.
Shut up, Chase.
Okay, so we got some callers in the queue. Make sure I hit the like button over here and over there as well. My first call, I think this is a new caller. I believe so. I'm gonna let them on first. And I believe it is LC Charm. Is this your first time calling in?
Yes, it is. Can you hear
me?
I didn't recognize the name. We have a very large community, but it's enough to where I still know who everybody is. So welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How is everybody?
Good. How are you?
Good. I wasn't able to see. I usually watch it the following day. But I have a question because I didn't see it. But didn't Kyle say that she and Mauricio have been together for 30 years and she just doesn't know how to live without him? But she has a problem with Sutton, who has been with her husband since they were 14, being separated from him and it being a problem. I don't understand. Did I misunderstand?
No, you got it right.
No, you got double standards and double necks.
Double necks and double standards, baby.
I'm amazed. I mean, I like Sutton. She's quirky. She got to get her stuff together. And if she's hanging out and those Mama Joy streets, then she'll be a better person. I'm good. I love that. But that's going to be good for her. But I want her to be strong, and she is too nice of a person. That's her problem. She is nice. She really, really, really treasures friendships or what she perceives to be friendships. And that's why she just can't tell them, listen, bitch, listen.
No, that's fine. We'll allow it.
Say it.
Speak your speech. Speak your speech.
What you said to me was wrong, and stay to it. You don't have to apologize for it. They made you feel bad. You can make them feel bad too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So I know what I want to say. Thank you.
Like you.
Thank you for allowing me to come up, and you guys have a good evening.
You too. Thank you so much, babe.
Thank you for calling in, okay? All right, that was that was LC Charm. First time calling in. Welcome to the lean. For those, we always encourage everyone to call in. We have our faithful callers, which we love that too. It ain't many faithfuls out there. It's many traits, but we have a very faithful fan viewership here and then fans as well. And so make sure I keep calling in. We have one more review next week, and so this is your last time to call in about this show. Just saying. So, if you want to call in, we friendly, we nice. You don't have to get on camera, get on here, speak your thoughts. We ain't gonna curse you. We ain't gonna do nothing like that, But be respectful, of course. All right. Our next caller is going to be Demisio. Hey, Demisio.
Hey
guys. They lying, y'all. They will get on here and check y'all, so don't be fooled. They lying.
You see
Wait, Demisio.
You see what I'm talking about? You see?
No, I'm joking. But no, I
You've
want to start
experienced
with
it.
I want to start with Erica, because I've said this before and I will continue to say it. I've said it online. I've said it on the channel that I co-host on. I've said it on here. Erica does not want redemption, it seems like, because what the hell could the victims get from you? You still living a rich life. What could they get from you? The only thing that they need from you is an apology for your bad behavior that you've shown us over the past few years since this incident took place. That's the only thing that you can give them. And really, they don't even need that, because it ain't like it's going to be sincere. Anyway, I just can't for the life of me. Every time Erica seems like I'm coming out on the good side of looking at her, like, dang, like you said, I don't know who said it, but like, dang, maybe we did judge Erica a little too harshly about this situation. But then she sticks her foot right back in her mouth.
Wasn't me.
She sticks her foot right back in her mouth, and it's back to the same thing. Like, okay, bye, Erica. Goodbye. Bye, girl. Because you wrong. Your husband wrong. All y'all just wrong. And when it comes to Dorit and the robbery situation, it's really ironic to me that she feels this way, but yeah, it's the same person that told Garcel it's been a year, get over it. It's been, like, girl, like, are we being for real right now? Like, and Garcel is just being honest. All the robberies that go on in LA, and none of them have matched this MO. And like she said, what robber, if anything, the robber is going to keep your phone, hack it, and then sell it. Like, that just none of it.
How do you know this?
Okay, that seems very specific. You scamming people, Demisio?
Listen, I'm from
you on that plane?
You from the streets, Demisio, you said?
I'm from the hood, honey. I have seen all things possible. So, baby, if them folks is stealing your phone, they not finna leave it. And I know Dorit probably got one of the up-to-date phones. So, baby, they finna keep that. They not gonna give that back to you.
She don't have a burner?
For real. It just doesn't sound believable, like Garcel saying she can't get mad at nobody for calling out what is the obvious and insurance fraud scam or whatever.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes, allegedly. I'm not affiliated with the link, so this is just my opinion. This is my square. This is my square. And Kyle versus Sutton, I will say this. Kyle lied and talked a lot of stuff about Sutton this season, last season, the season before that. And it's about time that Sutton keeps her foot on her neck, because both Kyle and Dorit insinuated that she had a drinking problem, an eating disorder. And Kyle knows that that's probably something that Sutton suffers with that being her friend, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, come on now, like, it's just Kyle just needs to take accountability for how she treats Sutton, instead of trying to act like Sutton came on the season this year to come after her. Because it's just like, well, even if she did, isn't that what you've done season after season after season? So by God, somebody treats you the same way that you're treating them, and now you're the victim. As I love to say, the Brooke Logan effect, the perpetual victim.
Oh my God!
Always
Kyle been talking about her since season 1.
Exactly, since season 10, and it's just like,
no,
to say
season
that Sutton
1
hasn't shared her life. That's a lie. Sutton has been very vocal since she's came on the show about the things she's went through with her ex-husband, being independent, dating, all of that stuff. So it's just like, that's like Sutton showing her life. Maybe it might be boring to some because it's just about the cashmere line and a horse, but she's being authentic instead of being self-produced like you. You know, you wouldn't know anything about being authentic, selling your own sisters out every time they come on the show. You know, she wouldn't know anything about being authentic. So it's not surprising that she doesn't think that, you know, Sutton's life is interesting, because it's real.
Demisio, we got some more callers. I gotta let you know. Okay.
Demisio went on a rant.
No longer, but
y'all know I hate saying Kyle. Y'all know I hate Kyle.
We know
I know.
What Beyonce say? Beyonce, Demisio.
Thank you, Demisio. Okay. Thank you for calling in, all right?
Bye, babe. We'll see you later.
Call it, and make sure you guys, come in, speak your piece, but try to keep it a little shorter if possible. Okay, and this is not Parliament, as Faye just said. Not just playing. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Lovely night. Y'all are funny as always.
Thank you.
Okay, because we're on a time limit because of Mr. Cortez. Erica's a nasty heifer. Erica's a nasty heifer. The backstory of that meetup was that it was something that the victims had already set up. Erica's lawyers asked for her to be able to go. They refused for her to go. She told them she would donate to their GoFundMe. They said, okay. She never donated to the GoFundMe. They were there.
Not scammed them twice. My God.
Now, fool you once, shame on her. But twice.
The women were in the t-shirts, hand making ice cream. She came up with high heels, face painted. It was a mess. It was a mess. Erica is a piece of work, and I will not give any redemption. And I think when the second part of the Hustler came out, it did not help her, because if you remember, her little spinoff was supposed to be a 2-night event, 2 episodes. Now all of a sudden it's just 1 episode, and it's very centered around the gays and the girls. And that whole second part of the Hustler was about how, remember last season she said she wore a wiretap for FBI, like for 2 Truths and a Lie. The wiretap was her setting up her designer friend and him being stuck in prison for 5 years. So Erica's a nasty spirit, but we're gonna leave her there. Kyle is jealous of Sutton, and that's why I feel like she treats Sutton like she treats Kim. I think Sutton's a mix of of Kim and Kathy put together. She's quirky like Kim, but then she's like a wealthy girl, upper echelon like Kathy. And it rubs Kyle the wrong way, because if I remember correctly, we really didn't see Sutton's cashmere line being made, her talking about it or anything like that. So for Kyle to all of a sudden throw that up in her face, oh, your cashmere and your horse, it's giving her bothered. Especially when she said, don't do the name them thing. Kyle was upset that she was going to set up that scene. Sutton was supposed to look crazy, and instead everyone ran off, and Nan became the meme of the season. She detests that woman, and I need Sutton to stand on business, because she's standing on it, because I think Kyle knows to never do what she did with Kim about calling her an alcoholic, and now she's sending everyone else to say it. And I'm like, Dorit, keep your eyes on that woman, because she keeps saying, did I say it or did someone else say it? And as Sutton said, she's very intentional about this being an insinuation. She will own saying the food thing and everything like that, but because she knew she already messed up with the Kim and alcohol situation, she's playing this one smarter. That's what she's doing with this. But it's very clear that she's jealous, and she tried to have a Teresa moment, trying to list off all the things that she's shown on the show. But I'm sorry, the most interesting part of Kyle is her sisters. And the fact of the matter is, I could watch Kim and Kathy by themselves. I cannot watch Kyle by herself if it does not involve her sisters.
I can't watch Kyle, period.
We all know, but I'm trying to be nice. Baby. And so when she listed off her kids, I'm like, baby, I don't even know them kids' names. The only kid's name I know is Portia. Talking about, you sent one off to college. We don't care about that heifer. We want to know, why is Kathy happy now, and you're all up in the face because you didn't divorce Mauricio? I want to know that tea.
She is so happy.
Why is Portia a heifer?
Kathy is living her best life now. That Kyle was leaving that man. And I want to know that tea. That tea I want to know. Spill the beans about how he ruined the family business. I want that tea. I don't care about you talking about your kids. Okay? We don't care about that. You were on the show pretending to have the perfect marriage, and you let that man get in between you and your sisters. And now that you're getting divorced, now all of a sudden, the sister that you were upset with Dorit and Sutton about, now all of a sudden you're in her face, and you two are best friends again. That I find that is that a coincidence? I ask you. But I know we have other callers. But yes.
Oh, but Kyla.
Yes, sir.
You better go to my channel and subscribe. Okay, girl.
Well, are you going to invite me?
Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you, Kyra. Okay. You have
Bye.
a good night.
Bye, Kyra.
All right. We had 2 more callers, but I guess one of the callers said, y'all took too long. You see? Not just playing. Somebody did leave the queue. I tried to get you on caller that left, but they don't want to stop. I'll be trying to, move them on. But nevertheless, all right, our last caller for tonight is going to be Lisa. Hey Lisa, how are you?
How you doing? How my guys doing? Chase, don't do that, baby. I still love you, baby.
No, you don't. No, you don't, because you went on other people's YouTube channel talking about me in your conversation. You don't love me. You don't.
I do love you, boo.
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
I do.
Let's let Lisa
But let me get to, because my brother already be getting on me by short. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I do agree with everybody when it comes to Kyle. Yes, she do. She needs to own up to what she be doing. Okay, and yes, and like Kay was said, I want to hear the truth. Why did Mo leave Kathy husband real estate didn't get his own? I want to know that right there. But Cal needs to start owning up to her stuff, though. She really, really do. And I mean, that's I don't know. You call her alcohol. She is an alcoholic. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm everybody know how I feel about it. That's the reason why she drinking, because she ought to sleep with the horse, because she's so dried up, because she can't get no man.
So you think Sutton sleeping with a horse?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. Hun, what's the name too? Hun, Garcel dried up too. They can't get no man. That's why they talk about everybody else relationship, because they can't get no man. Soon they gonna be on Crystal relationship too. Watch. While you over there, Chris trying to kiss somebody tail. The same people said, she said something dark. Now you can't be their best friend. There ain't nobody playing that role no more. Yes, I do believe Elka lied about things about that thing. I don't believe she knew everything. But I do believe, okay, so like I did watch the special tonight, and she did break some things down, and some things I just didn't understand. But I'm gonna go back and watch it again. And I ain't know Tom had a public defender. Yes, baby, I am all over it, baby. I am all over it. I'm Dorit. You get on my nerves, honey. You get on my nerves, okay? You wanna put stuff out there, but then you don't wanna back it up. When you stand tall, when you go with God saying them, baby, you got to stand on it, Dorit. Stop begging. Not talking about, well, you got to teach me. I'm sorry. Stop being sorry. If you said it, baby doll. Okay. Stop being boring. Marie, you got to go. And Marie got to go. You too boring for me, baby. Okay. You too boring for me. You got to go. She put me, I'm like, come on, girl, you ain't talking about nothing. Okay, you don't hear about this so much before, okay? They get on my nerves and they need some new people up in, okay? But keep my, I don't give a care. They lay about it, go keep the cold-hearted bitch named Elk, okay? I like Elka cold-hearted bitch. She make the show for me.
I said about that, Lisa, you got
my fault, baby. How many times I said that's how much I love, okay? I love y'all. I will see y'all next week. See y'all next week, okay?
Bye,
Love
Lisa.
you, baby. Love my baby, Chase.
All right, that was Lisa. Like I said, we had another call in the queue, but I just know where they went. So on that note, we'll go ahead and we will lay down on that. I did see the Real Housewives of New Jersey trailer, and we will be reviewing it. That actually is going to break you guys in now. So that actually will be the only show that we will be reviewing this summer until the next lineup in the fall and winter come up. You know, you guys, we have literally up until like last week we had 5 shows. Actually, at one point we had like 6 shows a week. We was going. And so we're still gonna recover. We're still gonna cover Real Housewives of New Jersey because it's a big fan base and we love the show. But outside of that, we will not be covering any more shows this summer. So I know y'all said Love is Blind and Martha's Vineyard, Candy Coated, whatever. The only show that we're doing as of now,
Candy Coated,
Housewives of New Jersey. If we do other shows, it'll be like one-offs and things like that, but it will not be on a weekly live basis. So yeah, thank you, Kyle. We do deserve a little break because baby, hi. This
you're working.
Can I just give a disclaimer too?
These girls have drained me.
I just want to say the lean does not condone bestiality. I know it was mentioned on the previous call that Sutton and Garcel sleep with horses.
Oh my God!
Yeah, the lean does not support bestiality. So if that's what Sutton is allegedly doing, then that's her business. But I don't believe that Sutton is doing that.
Me neither.
That's why we never did. That's why we never recapped Orange County, because we also don't support cannibalism. Because
shouldn't be.
Because Gina allegedly eating
You
people.
know, listen,
That's
what
what she
would
does
it
to
be if
every
it wasn't a show with a little shade? You know, if you guys
Oh
can
my
throw a little
God.
shade, we can too. So, listen, with that being said, like this video, you guys, subscribe to the channel. There was literally 160 people watching tonight. It was a lot of us here tonight, so it was a great show. We have one more of these until the next season, and you will not see us at least on this panel for this show for at least another year or so, or less, however long it'll be. And like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out our Real Housewives of Atomic review, our Married to Medicine review, and then tomorrow is the Real Housewives of Miami's final reunion recap as well. So as I said, we are winding down our little business. I call it Christmas and Bravo and Christmas because it was like so many shows. However, there weren't many gifts.
Snow in Pasadena.
It was a lot of cold. So with that being said, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Yes, we'll be doing Real Housewives New Jersey. It starts May, but that'll be the only show we'll be reviewing this summer. You'll find the panelists will return, but we have special little setup for that to where you'll still be able to get a piece of everybody on the link. So like the video, subscribe, and thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Danny. And we will see you guys next time. Next week, okay? Y'all have a good night and peace. I get out of here, child, and can't find the button. Good night, y'all.